Hey guys, so it has been a while since I filmed a video for this YouTube channel. When I last posted, I was not in a good spot mentally, and it actually hurts to watch that clip, but I thought I would do just a little mini update before I start posting again, so that it doesn't come from just being admitted to hospital to here's a yoga flow video and not updating you guys, because I do talk about it and I've kept everything updated on my whole journey with recovery on my Instagram, but that's not on my YouTube, and yeah, this video just needs to be on the YouTube or it just looks weird. So the admission was obviously really hard. These last 3-4 months have been, I've had breakdowns where I really didn't think that things would get better, and here I am on a very great day after taking photos in different yoga poses in this cute little Gymshark shirt that I bought, and I've been feeling actually the best I've felt mentally in a very long time, and getting back into a routine with the gym again in a lot healthier of a way, actually enjoying it. The main thing I want to say is that things do get a lot better even when it seems like you can't go on, and I know everybody is gonna tell you that, and you've probably heard that a million times, but it's because it's true. So yes, just remember that anytime that things are low, and that's what I remind myself too. Whenever I'm having a really good day, I try to keep that in mind for the next time that something goes wrong, because the good days do come back, and the clarity comes back, and your energy comes back, and yes, it is important to ride those waves. If you have any questions about treatment, I'd be very open to be answering them, so you can let me know if I'd like a video on that. But moving forward, what I do want to share the most in this account is different yoga follow-alongs, because I love filming those and I love teaching. And I'd also like to share more about mental health, mainly my journey through healing with yoga, and I'm going to share all about my yoga teacher training, which is in July 31st to August 12th, hopefully, if I reach the goal weight, which is only 3 or 5 pounds away, which is really insane because I've never been at a healthy weight literally since I was I don't know, 10, and that weight would not be healthy at this point anymore, so I'm going higher than I ever have. And though that's scary, and I have some days that are really bad body image days, they pass much quicker now because I don't act on them in destructive ways. If I have a bad body image day, I don't start eating less, because if I start eating less, my brain don't think clearly, and then I keep thinking my body looks bad because it's all mental. It's so important to realize that our bodies can't physically change that much in one day. The drastic change that I see in the mirror one day, and I'm like, oh, I look so fat, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I look too skinny, or thinking something like that. Your body can't change that much in one day, and that just proves that it's mental. So yes, keep eating even if there's those bad days, because it will help. Trust me, they will pass much quicker. I really didn't think that I needed to go to hospital back then, but looking back I can see that it was necessary. It sucked to not be able to do recovery in the way that I wanted to with vegan foods. Well, I did do mainly vegan foods, but there was definitely a lot of arguments around that and inconveniences and lots of similar foods. I didn't get to do as much activity as I wanted to or anything like that, and there's always bathroom monitoring hours after meals, and you're watched 24/7, and there was lots of things that weren't very ideal about it. But overall, there's so many things that I had to push through, and I overcame them, and I was okay after doing all those things that I thought were so wrong, and I still felt okay about myself, and was able to know that even without all those things that I thought I needed, that I was still okay, and that I was still me, and that my identity didn't belong to anything that I ate or any of the activity I did or anything like that. And that was the most helpful thing, and so much of the strength that I had to push through with, I'm still using today to keep going with this journey, and to keep myself healthy, and to keep eating for my life rather than just those 10-minute walks around a circle of a fenced yard in a mental health hospital. That's not what I need to be eating for anymore, and I am motivated to keep going, to keep showing you guys that recovery is possible, and to keep being proof of it. And yes, I am so thankful to have this place and to have you guys supporting me and to be able to support you guys. Thank you. Another thing that's helped me a lot in my recovery is not giving attention to any thoughts of food stress. Because even if you think that it's some sort of justification of food or blah or blah, or it makes sense to be thinking about it so much, it doesn't. Because that's just part of the eating disorder. So don't give attention to food thoughts, or you will only, or body image, or you're only going to get more food and body image thoughts, not less. I feel like I've been going through a lot of big changes lately. As soon as I turned 18 and graduated and left hospital and am aged out of that program now. So being 18, I can no longer go to children's, but they are still checking in on me until the end of summer. And then I'm into adult care, but luckily my doctor's still going to be following me up, so I'm very thankful for that. And yeah, I'll probably be moving very soon to my mom's house instead of my dad's, and maybe other moves soon too, who knows. We will see where life takes me. I am not trying to plan everything super fanatically anymore, because I learn a lot more when things don't go as planned than I do when they do go as planned. Because you can't possibly plan all the lessons that life wants to give you, but you can enjoy it along the way, and you can feel calm, and you can know that things are going to get better, and notice the things that already are better, because looking back you might see this moment and be like, wow, I wish I enjoyed it. But in that time you thought it was so stressful, but looking back we're like, okay, I see that everything happened for a reason, so then we wish we enjoyed it more. But why don't we just know that right now, that we're going to look back and say, okay, like, everything was good, because everything's going to be good, everything will always be good, and life keeps moving, things keep changing, but you can handle those changes, and if you know that personally for yourself, you'll be able to get through them. You'll be there for yourself, you can trust yourself, and nobody can take away your self-trust. It's definitely been a really weird adjustment coming from 24/7 supervision to being home and actually doing all my food on my own without my family really like controlling things like they would have had to in the past. It's actually super empowering to know that I can do this on my own, and I have been staying good, gaining weight to their standards, which the doctors really doubted that I would do, but here I am, and pretty soon I get to go to yoga teacher training. And remember, recovery is very, very worth it. Like, I'm not just saying that, because in the confusion, I was so up in my head and confused that I wasn't able to see that I was up in my head and confused. Like, that's how bad it was. So yes, as soon as you start to, well, maybe not as soon as you start, it actually is way harder at first, but if you keep going, that brain fog, it goes away, and you do start seeing things clearer. And yes, there's still hard days, but I've learned to not identify with my thoughts as much, and I just try to observe them and let them pass and not think I'm a bad person for having a bad thought, because that's just a thought, and we don't have to agree with all of our thoughts. I think what I would tell myself back then is that I'm worthy of food and living in a healthy body and having more normal life experiences and having fun and enjoying myself. The more days that I've been choosing recovery, the easier it's getting, even though there were so many days that I literally had to cry every day, and you know what? That's part of it. Sometimes when you're going in the right direction, that's when it's going to feel the hardest. But keep pushing through. It'll get easier. Brighter days are ahead. And if you ever need support with anything, I'm always here, and you can DM me on Instagram at Jenniferyogayt. Always remember that you're worthy of recovery and worthy of living a better life than you're currently allowing for yourself. Please reach out. Please look for help. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong, because this is hard to fight. But as hard as it is so, so, so worth it. I just want to say, if it's really hard for you to eat, use that as motivation to start working on your recovery, because it should not be hard, okay? We have to eat possibly 6 times a day for the rest of our life, and if that's going to be hard, that's not a life that would be fun to live. And we only have one life. It is a gift, as hard as it may seem sometimes, as awful as it can be, but it's all we're ever gonna have. Feeling the pain helps us feel the good. All that stuff, y'all already know, y'all already read my positive stuff all the time, but I post it because I need those reminders too. recovery doesn't need to be this huge, glorified, perfect everyday thing. If there's some thoughts that come up sometimes, that's okay. Just remind yourself of how far you've come. Maybe those eating disorder thoughts aren't in the front of your brain anymore. Maybe they're just behind, and that's a huge accomplishment. If it's too hard to think of completely losing your eating disorder voice, start by first just pushing it into the back. And over time, when it's been in the back and you see that you're still you and you're still okay and you're actually much happier, then you'll be able to push it away even more. I think it's always good to still be aware that there can be a slip up or that you could start slipping into these patterns, because we don't want to do that, because the recovery process is not a fun one. So I do think it is possible to be fully recovered from an eating disorder, and I think it's silly to say that you can't, because that kind of just makes people hold on to it a little bit more or give up too soon. So keep fighting. It is possible, and I am getting there, and we are all getting there if we just keep doing the things that we know are going to help us long term in our mental health and in our life, and start enjoying our life more than we do beating ourselves up over silly things, because that's not a way to live our life, and you deserve a good life, okay? To my surprise, I'm actually a lot more confident in my body now that I'm healthy and feel stronger, both mentally and physically. So don't fear weight gain. It's not a bad thing. You won't gain it too quickly or whatever you're thinking. I literally had to be so full after every meal 6 times a day in order to be gaining even a normal amount. So don't fear eating too much. It'll be enough. It'll be good for you. The sooner you can get to a place where your body is thriving, the sooner your mind can start thriving, the sooner life gets better. And the really bad bloating and stuff, that'll go down after you are at a healthier weight and continuing to eat enough consistently. Don't give up. It gets better. So yeah, this video is quite the ramble, but I really wanted to talk to you guys and just say whatever was on my mind in this moment, because there's so many times where I think that I need to wait for the perfect time to film a video, and looking back, all those times would have been fine. So I'm just doing it now, even though I didn't have that much to talk about, because I need to start acting more, especially with talking in front of the camera. And if nothing else, this is helping me get more comfortable and hopefully letting you guys get to know me more. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't, like this video. It does help me a lot. And I will see you in the next video after yoga teacher training, when I can explain how that went and if I feel even better about everything, or if I am confused, we don't know, but I'll see you then. And I'm going to share my recovery journey as well. So lots of exciting things ahead. I can't wait to keep sharing on here. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.